Hello, everybody. I'm here with Alison, and we're here waiting for our interview. This is the Independent Artist Grind. Go ahead, say some stuff.
We are in a holding room, holding right now. That's what we're doing. We're waiting for the jump off to jump off. I don't even know, where are we right now? Are we in Upper Marlboro or Largo?
We're in Largo.
For IAM4RAdio DC.com.
Yes.
Interview Women's History Month. Do my thing.
You got some albums out, right?
I have an EP. out.
Where can they get it?
I
gotta do the plug. You should be ready.
I'm not even ready. I'm not ready. I'm so not even, you know me, I'm low key. But iTunes, you can find it. Hit me up on MySpace. Hit me up on my website. It's www.alisoncarney.com. New site, exciting. Got some shows coming up. Definitely just hit the website for all of those. Get all the updates and follow me on Twitter and Facebook. No, it's hard. It's difficult. It's probably one of the more difficult things I've ever had to do because you have to prove yourself over and over and over again to the many men and the many women who don't think that you can make it. And the worst part is, we hold each other back a lot of the time. You would think as a woman of color that all the women of color would come together and support each other, and that's not the case. Mm-hmm. So we spend a lot of time as independent artists doing things independently instead of as a collective. We need to work on that a little bit.
So what are some other difficulties in terms of being a woman artist, an attractive young woman? I might add.
Thank you. Proving myself, I guess. I think a lot of us that are doing this right now in the industry, in the independent industry, we feel the need to not necessarily cover up and, act like, we don't enjoy ourselves and our femininity, but at the same time, just working hard to make sure that people don't think that we're flighty or we're hoish or anything like that. That's been a really big, I don't have an obstacle with it, but that's been something that's been presented to me over and over again, that because, you're in the industry and you are maybe attractive or maybe not, or you might have this type of body or whatever, that you are a certain type of woman, and that's never, from the women I've come across in this business, it's not the case. We're a bunch of really, really great women with a lot of just morals and values, and that gets overlooked a lot of times, and that's unfortunate.
I agree. It's unfortunate that when you're attractive, people are coming to you after shows or like even with gigs, like, okay, can I take you out for dinner instead of paying me food?
Right. And not only that, I've even gotten the, so what's up, Ma? I saw you looking at me from the stage, you know what I'm saying? What you about to do? And I was overseas a couple of years ago. I remember this guy coming up to the stage. We were doing some song. I don't remember what song we were doing. We were doing a song, whatever. And I made eye contact with him, but it's the game. It's part of what you do. Your job is to connect with your audience. And I made eye contact with him. And when I got off stage, we were signing, the band was signing autographs. And this dude comes up and he's like, I saw you make eye contact with me, so what's good? And I'm like, nothing, thanks for enjoying the show. And he was like, enjoying the show? Nah, we leaving together. When you get off this, when you done, we leaving. And I'm like, excuse me? Mm-hmm. And his assumption was because I had made eye contact with him and I was being a little bit flirtatious in my music, with the music, that it meant I was going to be open when the show was done. Yes, it was crazy.
So what keeps you going? What's one thing?
It's my love of the music. The feeling I get, I am a nervous performer, so within minutes of being on stage, I'm still, like, oh,
we don't know why, people. When you hear her voice, we don't know why.
Ask anyone that plays with me knows. Like, I'm a jitterbug before shows, and then the moment the music starts, and the moment the lights are up and everything's happening, I'm at home. It's like the best feeling in the world, and I think a lot of us can relate to that. Like, sometimes I feel really out of place in my day-to-day actions, like at my job. I have a day job, people.
What?
Yes,
what day job?
I work with children. I am an educator. Yes. So, in my day, I feel out of place a lot of times. People don't understand the grind. They don't understand that you might, I'm not going to go as far as like a Beyonce and say I have an alter ego, but there's a different persona on stage than off stage. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to balance the two. It's hard to be out until 2 a.m. in the morning, on stage, signing autographs or, selling CDs. And then you get up in the morning and your boss is telling you to do something that you feel is so beneath you, and they treat you in a way, we all know what it's like. We've all been there, I'm sure.
So having a social life is difficult?
Yeah. I think most of my social life revolves around my music. Any outing I take, during, I go on outings during the week, different lounges, clubs, shows. I'm at shows all the time, jam sessions. But I realized recently, as my friends let me know who aren't in music, that everything I do revolves around music outside of work and sleep. So, you know, I think I'm lucky enough to have friends that will participate, you know, in the networking with me. But I have a separate group of friends that aren't interested at all. They'll come to my shows and they'll support me, but they have no interest whatsoever in the business. And so I realized, I actually was just tweeting, you know, 10 minutes ago, I feel a disconnect from my friends because it is a 24/7 job being a musician on the independent scene. Like, it doesn't stop.
You are your own boss.
You are your own boss.
You are your own promoter.
It is true.
You are your own text messages.
Exactly. No matter
Facebook,
how many people you have working with you,
promotions,
or you volunteering, doesn't matter. Like, you are your best salesperson. And I feel like, I mean, up until I fall asleep at night, I'm doing something, you know, involving music, whether it's blogging, whether it's tweeting, or, you know, whatever it is. So it's difficult.
That's Alison Carney, everybody, on Green TV.
Yes.
Introduce yourself.
But honestly, man, Paul Blackman's man, Mindstream Radio. We're in here getting it in with the lovely Miss Green T and Miss Alison Carney.
Yes,
over
indeed.
There. You know what I'm saying? All I can say is thank y'all for coming through and patronizing Mindstream Radio. We try to provide something slightly different when we do our radio, man. We try to support the DMV and beyond. So keep supporting this young woman back there, man. You gonna see my head at all sorts of shows.
I'm gonna be looking for it.
You know what
I'm
I'm
gonna shout you out too.
You know, with my tap shoes on, the way I told y'all. You know, the way I told y'all, man. My partner, Mr. Butler, is over here. He brushed his hair for this event.
I brushed my hair and my teeth.
And wore black socks.
Right. Check him out.
They're a little rusty, so you can't get them.
They kind of ashy. They need a little lotion. Chris has it.
Yeah, Chris has it.
They have the most reliable network.
And that's Chris the comedian over there.
It's the best.
Who's that in the corner?
Holding it down.
Hold it down in the corner. Nobody will let it in.
Verizon
RadioDC.com. We got a caller on the line. Caller, what's your name? Where you from?